if I had to bet, it's gonna be on Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, Hugi, I don't know. Both these guys, the thing is we've only seen these guys against Gator and Java, so a little bit hard to assess. Hugi seems really scary to me. Thomas seems, I think I'd be going with Hugi here, I think, but I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be very close. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see these guys, these three, Lloyd and these two against each other and see what kind of points they can put up. Both players building towards that mid. It's interesting to see at the top level, we've seen that most games, players really battling for the middle. And I think that's because the Mastermind when properly microed, the Mastermind in the hands of a pro player is so devastating. Even in the hands of a noob, it's fairly devastating. But I think that's why it's so important to get down there and kind of try to control that center. It's interesting to see that these two both going for that now. Very similar builds, but Thomas just moving a little bit faster. It looks like here.
Indeed, that mummy is aggroed on the Rhinos. Okay, it does get crushed, and all right, it's going to be a conscript. It's going to be a bit of a knife fight here in the center. Both players want to gain control of the center. Hugi with just a bit more conscripts here is going to come down to micro. Who can click each other's tanks better here, and who can control shift those conscripts correctly. Move them slowly forward in front of your tanks into position. Clicking down that Rhino, really nice. He has his Wolfpack's waypoint there. Nice pushing in, but Hugi does have the conscript advantage. He is broke on the flip side. So if Thomas can just hold on here, he will out-eco him. Sentry guns being very useful here, and it looks like Thomas is edging him out slowly. Thomas is going to win this engagement.
Yep, Thomas does pull ahead, and look at the back end here as well. Thomas on 3K as Hugi starts to bottom out. So Thomas, that was some pretty impressive micro there. I know, so often to the untrained eye, it's like, oh, rhinos are born. It's like those guys were, if you were watching their actions per minute there was a lot going on. There was a lot of clicking, and both players microing their units very nicely, and a lot of back and forth here as Hugi puts a second push in, and the conscript's pumping still. And you know what? Thomas is AFK on his barracks. He's on 3K. Nothing coming from his barracks.
Yeah, but a third war factory comes out, so he's going to start pumping the Rhinos much faster than Hugi. He is spending a lot of money on sentry guns here, which is helping to hold up the conscripts, and the lightning bolt comes down. Who gets it? Oh,
you gotta keep an eye on that timer. It is overloaded now. It is overloaded, and it pops. Ooh, if Hugi could have got microed that and got a little bit more value, but even now he's in a pretty good position, and this nice fodder advantage as Thomas has had his barracks AFK for quite some time now. He had the perfect forward barracks to be supporting this position, but just wasn't utilizing it early on here. And this is like a tug-of-war. These guys are fighting inch by inch over this pyramid right now, and it's a big advantage. Hugi being up on that higher ground now, kind of shooting down his conscripts, the elite conscript getting some work done. Wow, what a battle.
Yeah, but blundering there his tanks just a little bit. Not sure he wanted to go all the way through, but yeah, he is slowly gaining ground here. This barracks is going to go down any second. That elite conscript doing work, and now he's heading to the top side, going to get a power plant. Put Hugi low power and rushing in. Wow. Great tank control there. Great tank control. Hugi is going to win this one out. Wow. Amazing micro battle there. Really nice.
Yeah, both players talked about, you putting that fodder out in front. Again, it's hard to see from our perspective, when you're seeing the players from their point of view, it's fun to see. That's why I always recommend, watching some of the streams of some of the top level guys like Marco from his point of view is always fun to see, what they're doing and what it looks like to win those kind of engagements. But really well played by both players there.
All right. So, Lloyd, clearly been practicing, clearly been strategizing. We spoke about his hesitance in the later game. Right, and that might be a problem, but if it's going to come down now, Lloyd also doesn't usually go for center. Hugi, on the other hand, Thomas, we just saw, did go for the center. Lloyd with the same opening, he's going for barracks on the top side here. Oh, Thomas.
Oof. Yeah, difficult to appreciate. That will, it's just massive. At some level, you can get away with that. At this level, it's just, you're just shooting yourself in the foot and then trying to run a race. Undeploying the MCV like that, it cancels out your next building, throws off your entire build, puts your opponent radically ahead. Now Lloyd gets a 2-tank advantage. So Thomas is going to try to save this oil. In my head, I might have considered just being like, hey, just give him that oil. Let's redraw the line in the sand, try to play defensive, try to catch ourselves back in this game. But he is going to try to defend the oil and is pumping the sentry guns. And Thomas doing a good job
Doing
holding
a
the position.
fantastic job.
Yep.
Whoa! What a hold from Thomas, guys. The sentry gun spam. It's so hard. You know, you're doing a million things at once to constantly click a sentry gun, build it, build it, build it. But Thomas did that perfectly, and he does manage to defend.
Yep. Wow, and a nice hold. Yeah, he and I like that from Thomas. Just you pump those sentry guns and now selling them off. Good move, so he doesn't trying to avoid bottoming out. It's pretty tough though, right? I mean, a sentry gun costs 500. When you sell it, you get 250. Is that right, Snark?
Yes, 50% back for this build for the structures you sell.
Thomas is up on tanks right now, and a war factory advantage, and his money's pumping.
Hold. Wow, what a fantastic hold from Thomas there. That was just insane. Really, really impressive move there. Lloyd tried to bring in the early pressure. He even moved his MCV, and somehow he got it back in the game. Sentry gun spam for the win.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, I've actually found that in my games, on this map especially, because you usually just have such a fat economy with the oil and the power plant. I've just my goal right now in the game is to build sentry guns nonstop. Okay, so now Thomas is accepting the base trade. The base trade is engaged. So at this point, I would like to see, in this base trade position, I would like to see Thomas run with his MCV, try to slow things down. Thomas does split his tanks up. It's going to come down to who can click the buildings the fastest. The Mastermind is out here. Thomas can close
the
this.
game changer. The Mastermind is going to be the game changer.
Thomas can close this.
He only needs to kill the barracks. He only needs to kill the war factory in the barracks, but Lloyd is in position to defend.
Lloyd comes back to defend. Lloyd denies the base trade, comes back to defend, and Lloyd stays alive with a single building and a massive tank advantage. Wow, that was very, very close, and well played from Thomas on that base trade. He split his tanks up, and the chance to move on to D2, which gives you the chance to move on to D1, which gives you the chance to go pro and beat up Snark, which is why we're all here.
Absolutely. I'm sure that is their main motivation when they're thinking of this game. They're like, I gotta win. You wanna know why I gotta win? I gotta reach pro to beat up Snark.
Beat up Snark, get a cool avatar, get a cool new pro avatar. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Blitz World Series Pro Division, man. There's a lot of benefits. All right, so we are going to see Hugi go right down to the center, go right at that Mastermind, that center control. Lloyd is going to open. So Lloyd's been opening like this pretty much every game. We've talked about this. Lloyd may be getting a little bit too predictable here, but it's a foot race. Can Hugi get to that battle bunker in time and a sentry gun as well? And Lloyd correctly going to pull back from this position. No reason to throw those conscripts in to their death for no value.
Smart move, right? Okay, great. You just spent 1,500 on defenses in a place I'm not even going to attack anymore.
Yep, and now a good group of fodder to try to maybe push in. Ooh, that dog's going to...
The dog, Lloyd.
Okay.
All right, dog does go down, and he's pushing in with these conscripts. He's got tanks and conscripts here. What's his target, though? Okay, sentry gun comes up just in time, hits the X key to spread them out, but he doesn't have enough to push. Oh, can he get the oil? Can he get the oil? Can he get the oil?
Gets the oil. And Hugi, pretty high level play there to bait that oil, try to pick off a few tanks out of position. But Lloyd, that was a really, really nice, really clean hit and run, grabbing the oil and bouncing out before he took too many shells. And now Hugi, and a good sentry gun from Lloyd.
Yeah, but his tanks are damaged from that oil explosion, and Lloyd can clean up this group very easily. And now Hugi broke.
Yep. Hugi broke now. Lloyd on 2K, looking pretty comfortable as he's on his second war factory here. And Hugi's in a bad spot. You know, you're on 2 war factories, you're broke. Do you sell the war factory and put yourself behind? Keep the war factory, stay behind. It's a tough spot, and I like that from Lloyd. Bounces around the outside, just systematically kind of snuffing him out, continuing to harass his economy. And Hugi's going to be in a tough spot now.
And that's the second oil that Lloyd has gotten, which means his economy is going to be completely trash compared to Lloyd. You can see he's bottoming out constantly. Lloyd on 4K, easy. He has the Rhino advantage, he has the drone advantage, he has the eco advantage, and it's not looking good for Hugi. Hugi's going to need to pull out some fantastic moves.
This is exactly what he needs. Oh, it's exactly what Hugi, and it's not overloaded. It's not overloaded. And that was exactly what Hugi needed. Wow.
And all of a sudden, the tables have turned, and Hugi's in a much better position. Lloyd is gonna spam the drones here to try and defend. Oh my God, so many drones going down.
Lloyd on 7K, his barracks is AFK right now. The conscripts are exactly what you need right now. The conscripts try to overload. He has other war factories, so Lloyd just needs to get into defensive mode right now. He can pump the sentry guns, he can pump the drones. I'd like to see that barracks getting busy as well. Lloyd on 8K right now.
Absolutely. Conscripts and sentry guns should be coming out constantly. Drones as well to help deal with these rhinos and masterminds. He should try to drone that mastermind as soon as possible. Okay, it's overloaded now. That's going to give him 2 rhinos. Could he hold this? Oh, the MCV goes down. Ooh, so it's going to be 2 war factories. Wow, that one mastermind diver just completely flips the game right away.
Wow.
Nice drones from Lloyd, but is it going to be enough? He needs to. He has 20k. Endless spam for the barracks. Endless, 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 endless. Do not stop spamming units from the barracks here. And defend this first. But Hugi's catching up. His economy now good. He will be able to out War Factory Lloyd very, very soon. But even just with the group that he has now, he's just microing down those tanks that Lloyd has.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, and it's and you know it's tricky. I mean, the mastermind, you know, it's not random when it comes out, right? It's on a timer, but I think it's difficult to appreciate how much that is to ask someone like, hey, you've played this game 1,000 times. This time I want you to play, do everything you normally do, but also remember there's a random timer you have to keep an eye on. And yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, it's there for entertainment value. It's there for these kind of situations. And in that case, I mean, Hugi was playing the map, right? He got the mastermind. He microed it nicely. And Lloyd, unfortunately, gets on the wrong end of that one. Desolator out now to counter the conscripts. And yeah, Hugi can close this one out.
Wow. Wow, that is actually going to tie up Lloyd and Hugi in the score, but oh, that mastermind, man, something. Yeah, it's like you say, you know, oh yeah, you know, play this game where you need to control 5 trillion things at once, and also constantly, endlessly watch the timer. Oh, ho, ho.
Yep.
Wait, Lloyd gets the mastermind.
Lloyd gets a mastermind. Let's see what Lloyd can do here.
So clearing out. Oh, but he rushes it into the rhinos.
Overloads it. Yep. Wow. Yeah, and that's one. Yeah, Artie saying I'd be so tilted right now. Yeah, that's one. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. You hate to see it, especially to a great guy like Lloyd. I hate to see a guy like that be on the wrong end of something like this. But yeah, it's yeah, that's why. Good entertainment value, though, I suppose. Keep the viewers on their toes around here.
Yes, Quick Study deciding to let the Allied go. I respect that decision. Facing these players with Allied it's just so hard. It's really, really, really hard.
Oh my God!
But keep it up, Quick Study.
Oh my God, this is so painful. Legend lost his sub status, so he can't use the barn burner emoji. Someone gift a sub to Legend, for the love of God. Look at him. He's like a broken robot.
Oh, poor Legend.
That's my trick to squeeze 250 out of someone. Oh, someone has to sub Legend. Okay. All right. Here we go. Doofus. So do both players building towards the middle here? It's interesting to see that as the player level kind of goes up, we see more players kind of prioritizing building towards that middle there. Snark with the gifted sub for Legend. Thank you, Snark.
I couldn't bear to see him that way. He needed that.
All right, so Quick Study, yeah, Quick Study on Soviet now. Looks like Quick Study has a pretty dialed-in Soviet for an Allied player. I'm surprised to see he seems to have a pretty good plan here with Soviet. Very aggressive. You're going to try to go for this oil. Needs to be careful not to get caught.
Ooh, Doofus, what are you doing? You're going to lose that war factory if you go for the trade here.
Oh,
and away that loyalty is going.
Oh, Doofus should have, and Doofus just gave Quick Study a huge gift there. He did get the power plant.
Yeah, so let's go ahead, count real quick. 4 oils for Quick Study, 4 oils for Doofus, War Factory, even number of rhinos. But the power plant, oh, he's gonna lose another oil here. Doofus needs a counter punch. He needs to get value. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? He's gonna go for the MCV dive. He might lose too many rhinos to make that worthwhile. Okay, he's gonna back up. He's gonna go for the MCV dive.
Oh my God, he gets the MCV.
Lost here.
Oh,
yeah, but he lost so much rhinos.
Doofus has 3 more rhinos at home. He needs to, using the higher ground, they're getting some free shots in. Now, can Doofus hold off the counter punch here? Needs to get, and Doofus is broke, so the sentry gun, he does get 1 more sentry out, brings a couple dogs in. Doofus firing on all cylinders right now, trying to hold this position. What a back and forth right now, and Doofus holds.
Doofus holds the fodder, coming in clutch there, and now Doofus is ahead, but his eco is trash. He isn't 2 war factories, only 4 oils. And spamming sentry guns, not gonna be enough.
And we're gonna see another swing, and Doofus just runs. Okay, so now how quickly can Doofus switch to drones to try to counter this?
Drones.
Oh my god.
That's another Rhino. Drones, Doofus. Okay, there we go.
Wow, and this has been a pretty wacky one so far. But I'll tell you what, Quick Study as Soviet is looking pretty strong.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
it does get it in. So
Hello, my friends.
he does counter that Mastermind. And Quick Study on so many drones right now. Doofus knows Doofus is up, right? Doofus has the MCV, so Doofus just needs to be careful. Oh, look at Doofus hiding behind that sentry gun. Very, very nice. Okay, so Doofus, I mean, Quick Study kind of has to put, yeah, Quick Study calls GG. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that was over.
But good little back and forth there, though. Yeah, Kane's looking tough. He's been playing a lot of quick match. And now that he knows my terrorist meta, here's the thing. Mark my words. In the next 90 days, we will have someone seriously say terrorists are OP. I'm telling you, I'm redefining the meta right now. I'm blowing through quick match using terrorists, and I promise you, someone will say terrorists are stupid, they're OP, which has never been said before in the history of Red Alert 2. So stay tuned for that, guys. Mark my words. And Kane might prove it. So I do this stupid thing where I put 1,000 terrorists and I lose the game because I'm terrible. But Kane found out it only takes 2 terrorists to take an oil. And you can sneak 2 terrorists, like they're pretty fast. Anyway, all right, enough with the terrorists. So Nebras again gonna do a GI opening here on the bottom side. Kane knows that's coming. He has 1 sentry gun out and a forward barracks. Barracks in both corners for Kane. I'm surprised to not see him go bunkers behind that. You'd expect the double barracks to be 4 bunkers, but dogs out. Ooh, and the dogs slow it down nicely.
Yeah, Kane needs to go in and crush those. So Nebras again with a really good. Oh, he's on the corner. He can't reach him. He can't crush him.
Oh, that elite GI is tucked into that little rock fort. And Nebras now with the GIs on the top side going at the oil. Kane has some conscripts on the top left. He's gonna dive on that oil. Not sure how necessary that is. Oh my god, he gets it.
Does get it, definitely worthwhile. The conscripts to the top left getting cleaned up right now, and this elite GI is still right in front of Kane's base. That is going to be a problem. He needs a sentry gun to deal with that as soon as possible here. At Kane is completely broke, spamming the infantry and the double barracks and the sentry guns has gotten so broke right now.
Yep.
Nebras in a fantastic position.
Yep. Kane very, very broke, and a good move from Nebras. He definitely spotted that. To go for the oil there. Say, hey, my opponent's going heavy defense. He sells the MCV. Kane sells the MCV.
What?
He doesn't have anything left. Nebras has 6 Grizzlies out, but the sentry gun support was definitely needed here. He goes low power. Kane brings out 1 more Rhino to die. And Nebras, oof.
Wow, that early GI push, Kane just didn't have what it took to deal with that. Well played, called out by Kane, and Nebras gets a win versus Kane Killer.
Yep, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, yeah, I forget. Nebras is one of those other good players. Oh, you know what? We also saw Asan. We've seen Asan and Nebras both run some good allies in D3. I forget about those guys. Asan made his way to the championship last month on Brute. Of course, that was Brute, very allied favored map. He made his way to the championship running allied, and Nebras is also an allied player. I forget, both these guys are pretty competitive allied players here in D3, I guess. But anyway, still obviously way more Soviet action. Kian, I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Excited to see you play, man. I think we're gonna have some competition for you this month, Kian. Kian, you better be practicing. Snark's coming for you. All right, GI rush on the bottom side from Nebras. See if Doofus sees it coming. How's he? Sentry gun. Sentry guns really can melt to these if ooh, and Nebras pulls up and goes for the. Oh, interesting.
All right, Nebras going for the War Factory here. A radar out for Doofus. Ooh, bad positioning for Doofus.
And Doofus, not great tank control. Doesn't run over those GIs fast enough, so those GIs get a lot of value. 3 Grizzlies behind, and now shooting over the water. And Nebras clicking down the tanks. Nebras looking tough. Nebras giving a great look right now.
And the War Factory is going to go down. That's going to put Doofus way behind. Nebras could close this up now. Oh, but he does lose all of his Rhino, all of his Grizzlies and the GIs. So Doofus not out of this yet. Needs to move into a defensive position ASAP. And another War Factory needs to come out also as soon as possible. Both players even on those. Doofus actually 1 oil ahead right now. No, Nebras just caught up on the oil. So if he could spam the sentry guns, get a War Factory back up, Doofus is still in this. He is not out of this yet.
Yep. I mean, you hate to well, we've talked about that before, right? I mean, not only do you not, obviously you don't want the allied player to get early value against you, but not only can you not let the allied player get, you have to get early value against them. You know, obviously, the longer the game goes. So to have a Soviet player on their heels against the allied player early on, obviously is it's a beautiful thing for the allied player, but heavily droned. Was that 3 for 3 or 2 for 2?
2 for 2. The drones, but they're down. Yeah, he's not microing down. Oh, and Doofus. Oh my god.
Oh. Heavy
No, not another
drone.
one, not another one. Oh my god, these drones.
Tearing him up right now.
boy.
And another, oh my god, I can't watch anymore. I can't see any more tanks.
Oh, and a drone gets in the eagle.
Oh my god, the eagle got droned.
Yeah.
And
now, Doofus gets the mastermind.
oh my god, this is, yeah, Doofus, you know, I would have liked to have seen, I mean, obviously, hindsight 2020, but I think after that early value for Nebras, he could have considered, I mean, obviously, you could consider pulling back there, you know, and just trying to get ahead on your macro on the back end, but you got to hand to Nebras there. He was up, and that aggression was really, really nice, and to see that aggression, Grizzlies versus Rhinos, the GI control was very, very nice. The show goes on here, but man, some really beautiful plays by both players, and those drones by Doofus, absolutely beautiful here. Doofus gonna go for the, okay, doesn't go for the MCV.
Yeah, he's correct not to. He can't really get it right now. Not with the pillbox and Grizzlies coming in here close behind. He needs to worry about those eagles. Those are going to be a problem, but now he's moving into the bottom side, and Nebras completely out of position. He's going to lose 1 eagle, 2 eagles. He just lost 2 eagles. He's going to lose his AFC as well. Oh, paradrop in the back of Doofus's base as we speak.
That paradrop could get an oil. Doofus on 9k though. His economy's pretty comfortable. Waits for the sentry gun. Now going to go for an oil. Going to hit an oil.
Okay, nice distancing from Doofus. Only gets 1 oil, no chain reaction there. Doofus on 9k needs to start spamming units out. Nebras on the back foot for sure here. 3 war factories facing a Soviet player. That is not the position you want to be in as the allied player over here. But Doofus again, 9k in the bank. Nebras also rich. He should be spamming the eagles, spamming the infantry. Battle lab comes out for Nebras. So this is far from over as a 4th war factory does come out for Doofus in the top side.
Yeah, and when you look at a position like this, Doofus is in a comfortable position for a Soviet mid-game. 4 war factories, good economy, but here come the Mirage tanks. And yeah, Doofus, perfect conscript fodder to overload that Prism Tower and then get the Rhinos in behind. And Doofus is going to make a push here before the Mirages get involved. It's a lot of Rhinos, it's a lot of conscripts. Nebras going to be in trouble here. Nebras needed to really be pumping the defensive structures. He's on 10k. He could have had another 10 pillboxes out there. The Rhino's just going to roll through now. Just a little bit late on that tech push over to Mirages. Doofus, great job recovering there. Obviously, the God drones were a big factor in that.
Absolutely, but still a very nice defense from Doofus. He lost his war factory early on, and he did manage to recover. And Nebras also, what a fantastic push there. Really, both these players proving why they are D3 here. Beautiful game there. Really, really nice.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, any of you guys who play the game, you know, like after an opening like that, right? You open, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then all of a sudden you're getting droned, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then to try to continue into a mid game from there and keep your composure, it's what separates divisional players from pro level players. So I think the most interesting thing so far with Doofus today is that Doofus has made quite a few mistakes. Doofus has made quite a few mistakes, but here he is in the final game in the prelim here. It's 3-3, both these guys undefeated, and what I like is that Doofus is here. He's undefeated, even though he's done quite a few things wrong today. And so that really tells us if Doofus doesn't make any mistakes here, what level is he going to be playing on? Is it the kind of level that can take down Fuzzy? But certainly Fuzzy, on the other hand, has not been making a lot of mistakes. So we'll see what this one looks like. Doofus going to go right down to this. Both players going to go out to the center now. Try to jockey for that mastermind. Should be a good game.
Absolutely, Doofus just a split second ahead there on his war factory, going Rhino first, Fuzzy as well, and but Fuzzy just a split second ahead on his oil there. Yeah, it's going to be a battle for the center here, a battle for the hill, and the conscripts are coming out for Fuzzy. One of the first things you want to do in order to, well, not that many more conscripts coming. The first thing you want to do if it's going to be a tight micro game is get out some infantry fodder out front.
Yep, and you see that too. The other thing too is a lot of people kind of forget they send their scouts to go die, forget about them downfield. But you know, you build those scouts early game, bring them back. Bring them back. That early fodder can make all the difference when these early engagements, handful of tanks and a sentry gun, whoever uses their dogs and their conscripts the best. So Fuzzy, and again, we're going to see Fuzzy pump too many conscripts and go broke here, so he has to get value out of this because he's bottoming out. He's going to put himself behind 2 war factories, but he is going broke. And Doofus goes in to dive on this war factory. Gets forces to sell on the war factory. Doesn't take any hits for it. Doofus, though, Doofus getting himself...
what?
Doofus dives on the MCV.
Why did Fuzzy move there?
Doofus, oh my god, Doofus takes the MCV, but Doofus is going to lose all of his tanks. Can Doofus hold now? Here comes the counterpunch. That's a lot of fodder. A lot of fodder. And now Fuzzy's going to come for Doofus's MCV. Doofus switches over to drones. Doofus's tanks. Doofus is going to go for a base trade. Now Fuzzy has the war factory, the barracks, and a power plant here. Doofus goes right for the base trade. Fuzzy coming back to defend, but Doofus still has his MCV now. And Doofus now pumping drones. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What? Is Doofus gonna win this? Only a barracks left for Fuzzy. Doofus should spam conscripts and drones.
Yeah, Doofus needs to be firing from that barracks. He just has to hold. This is a lot of fodder, though. Fuzzy's packing a punch here. Fuzzy's on his last building. Fuzzy only has a barracks left. The drones are out. The drones are out. Sentry guns, repair the MCV, repair the MCV. A little bit slow on the repair.
Don't go for the MCV first, go for the war factory first.
Oh my god, the Mastermind is out. The Mastermind is out. Doofus holds the MCV.
What?
Fuzzy has the Mastermind though, but this can be easily countered by these
drone, yeah.
So, oh my god, barracks versus war factory. And the Mastermind gets droned. Barracks versus war factory. Fuzzy calls GG.
What? What? That has got to be one of the funniest games I've ever seen.
Here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for. Kian calling it 3-1 against Hugi. That's the Octo Kid has his in. Let's see what you guys think about it. Let's take a look at the predictions here.
I got the knowledge.
Ooh, pretty even. 12 people betting on Doofus, 10 people betting on Hugi. Both these guys have certainly proven themselves today. You know, these events now, these 10-player divisional events, it's cutthroat, man. I mean, at this point, you know, it's top player goes on. So theoretically, you don't have to go undefeated. But in a lot of these cases, it's the undefeated player that goes on. So both these players today, Doofus and Hugi, have yet to see defeat. Here we are in the championship. I'm excited. Now, Snark, where did you put your points?
I put my points on Hugi, but you know, Doofus is a wild card. He reminds me sort of Ed in certain ways. Like he'll do these wild, crazy moves that no one is expecting and get wins that way. But I feel like it's not consistent. And in a best of 5, you know, it's like Keelan said, right? You know, Doofus might get a win, but I believe that Hugi is going to win it out in the end.
Yeah, that's a good point. The longer series definitely do change things. Some of these kind of wacky plays you can get away with in a BO1. BO5 definitely does kind of distill things, concentrate it down. Minka, are you in the chat? Can you add the word capitalized, all caps, championship, exclamation mark to the Twitch title so that everyone knows what kind of epic awesomeness we have going on? Our first engagement here, Hugi does have those conscripts involved, giving him a slight edge. Doofus now with the sentry gun.
Yeah, Doofus is hit on war factories and hit on tanks here, so Hugi can't really push here unless Doofus doesn't click his rhinos at all. Well, throwing away a rhino like that is going to take the...
Alright, Snark, leave.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, we see Doofus not running over those conscripts there. Sentry gun in now. Okay, yeah, not running over those conscripts. Those conscripts got a lot of value. That one conscript stopped for a smoke break for a second, and Hugi rolling through point number 1. Fairly decisive as well. And Hugi, yeah, Rhino for Rhino. It looks like Hugi is ahead, but Doofus is the kind of guy. He's going to go to the drawing board. His pockets are pretty deep when it comes to tactics and tricks. We'll see what Doofus can come up here. And Doofus. Yeah, no more Snark in the championship, unfortunately. I do think, I mean, we're not going to be redoing the point, unfortunately. Things do happen, but yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I do think Hugi was fairly ahead there, but anyway, yeah, the lag's always a little bit frustrating. But you know, the other thing too is it's not really it's just there's like some randomness to it. Like it's just the lag. I mean, stuff lags and bugs. It's all part of the fun around here. Keep you guys on your toes when you're dealing with a 20-year-old game that we've modified with a 20-year-old program. Yeah, it is kind of amazing that we get lag, right? Like, because it's like we live, like, everyone is able to stream, like, videos across the entire world, but we randomly get lag. I mean, I get random lag sometimes, even though it's like, how much internet does it take to play a game with graphics this bad? But anyway, point number 2 now. It is best of 5. Soviet versus Soviet again. We're going to see a different look here from Hugi as he opens that power plant on the bottom, bringing a group of conscripts over. We've seen this quite a bit today. I've also seen it quite a bit throughout Quick Match. Players opening a barracks on the corner and then going down to harass tech. I think it's a pretty good move here. Sentry gun from Doofus to counter. I'm surprised. I think Hugi... Yeah, so Hugi's going to take these huts. Pretty annoying. Yeah, if you can get in your opponent's huts, they can definitely cause some damage late game. Does allow him now that drone can run free a little bit, work around those huts. Yeah, Hugi really wants to get this drone in. Nice unit control of that drone, really keeping it under control, not letting it run into any of those sentry guns. Very even on Rhino numbers at this point. Doofus on 3 oils, 3 oils. Okay, so Doofus went that second war factory. See, keep an eye on Doofus's money here. Just a slight different strategy here from both players as Doofus got that second war factory out. Did get it out too early, it looks like. Now Doofus is in trouble because now he wants to his sentry gun, his conscripts. That second war factory. Yeah, clicking down the tanks here. Nice, good unit control from Doofus. I didn't see a single shell get wasted on a dog there. That drone tries to come in. Doofus takes the drone, but now Doofus pushes into the hut, pushes in, and Doofus way up on tanks right now. Can he click him down? Where is the sentry gun from Hugi here? Sells that one war factory, gets a drone out. Doofus takes that drone, and Doofus on a rampage right now is going to eat another drone. Dives on the war factory. Doofus has more reinforcements coming here now without a war factory. Doofus will now bounce over to the MCV. And yeah, Hugi in a lot of trouble here. Oh, builds up that bunker, but not able to get in it. Yep. And so Doofus, you know, so there's the kind of player when Robot Snark lags a little bit. Are you the kind of player who says, oh, it's the lag, this game sucks? Or are you the kind of player like Doofus who absorbs the energy and calls upon it to rally himself into point number 2? Doofus the Zombie Slayer knots it up 1-1, going on to point number 3 here. And yeah, so Doofus bringing out that earlier war factory, you know, so it's a different strategy, right? The question is, I mean, there's ultimately you have a build. A build might work if you're not going to be building defensive structures, right? So if you're going to be on the offense, you can go second war factory earlier. But if you want the ability to spam sentry guns, then you're going to want to get, you know, another oil out before that war factory. So they are very, very different. Kian says he loves Snark. Snark, I love you too. We all love Snark. Sometimes a little robot Snark. But like I said, I mean, honestly, the lag stuff. I mean, I've had my computer shut off during games. I've had lag. So we've had random players experience it. So anyway. All part of the fun, Point number 3 now, both players now build towards the center. So Hugi going back to his original strategy here, not going to open the corner, didn't get much value last time. So both players now going to battle for the center out with their first drones. And Doofus with an early sentry gun. Okay. So sentry gun out now. So even on the Rhino's going to push into the sentry gun. Oh, and nice. That was a nice little. Did you guys see that from Hugi? So Hugi pushed in there, pulled aggro with his tanks, and then the drone jumped in while the tanks pulled out. That was really sick. I really like that move. So now dogs from Hugi, a nice little fodder advantage here, and that'll make a big difference. You see Hugi routing around these sentry guns. If the sentry guns go there, he's going to find another place to attack. And this map has a lot of openings like that. There's a lot of different spaces to defend. If you overcommit your sentry guns in one spot, a good player will be able to bounce around and find an opening. Ooh, bad unit control there as Hugi lets one tank get out of position. He has another smoking tank that's about to pop. So Hugi is up a tank right now, but smoking tank involved, you know, not a huge advantage here. Doofus gets down, tries to go after that power. Ooh, and now gets his own tanks a bit out of position. Fodder caught behind as well. And Hugi continuing to mass the fodder. And we've seen Hugi do this several times now. He overpumps his fodder. Hugi is dead ass broke right now, but he has a lot of tanks and he has a lot of fodder. So in these games, we've seen Hugi either get value out of this, he puts himself broke and gets value, or if Doofus can stuff it, you know, Doofus could be moving into a mid game with a nice macro and economic advantage here. Okay. Sentry guns. Yep, and there. So now Hugi's fodder is out now. So we'll see if Doofus can get another sentry gun involved here. Doofus now on 3K as Hugi's economy catches up with him. He slows down on that fodder. And Doofus with a nice hold, but the Mastermind, here it is. The Mastermind's out. Doofus needs to run. But how much can he run? Okay, he has to try to get that Mastermind out of position. And Hugi, beautiful unit control here. Keeping that Mastermind behind the lines. Yeah, and Doofus in a tough spot now. And yeah, Doofus, that Mastermind, Doofus's base. Oh, but Doofus does get a drone in. Okay, so now Doofus has a drone in. That drone, that Mastermind will pop. And Doofus, a good job routing away from that Mastermind. Hugi should have got on the offensive there and tried to get some value out of that, I think. And now Doofus's drone's going to get a lot done here. We saw Doofus have a few super drones earlier today. He was able to swing a massive point. We'll see if he can do it again here. I'm surprised that well played by Doofus to counter that Mastermind. That Mastermind hardly got any value at all for Hugi. We've seen it being tipping games all tournament long, so very impressive from Doofus. Now Doofus pumping his own fodder in here, and Hugi on 3K, so Hugi can afford to get some dogs involved. Looks like he will, and a sentry gun as well from Hugi now. As both players take a quick little breath. Hugi out with a flak track. Is there something in that flak track? He doesn't have a radar. Can't be an Ivan. Don't know what the flak track's doing. If anyone knows, let me know. All right, dogs and rhinos. Another battle. Doofus with the fodder advantage here. Doofus still just not getting up enough in the exchanges to really take big offensive bites. He did get that power plant bottom right, but hasn't been able to really cross the 50 much more than that. Be careful of that veteran tank here. Oh, and the veteran, okay, the elite goes down. Now Doofus with his own vet. Doofus doing a good job keeping these dogs involved here, absorbing a lot of damage. Flak track still AFK top right. I have no idea why. Dives on the War Factory here and gonna pay a pretty high price for that. Yeah, but plenty of tanks to do it with, I guess, as more tanks join the fight now. Oh, and that's when I always get off my calculations. I'm like, oh, he's going to pay a high price. Yeah, and he can, because he's on 5 War Factories and 17K. So at that point in the game, when you're up that many War Factories, you know, you can start throwing Rhinos. The value per Rhino obviously goes down as the Rhinos now just pouring out. I love this forward War Factory from Doofus. The doors are hardly closing on that thing. The Rhino's just pouring onto the battlefield now. Dogs right behind him. I'd like to see a forward barracks from Doofus. I'd like to see Doofus switch over to conscripts as well. Man, this is an absolute knife. These guys just at each other's throats. Mastermind is out. Mastermind is out. Oh, and Doofus just doesn't path it perfectly. It is overloaded, though. It pops. Doofus gets his tanks back. Now Doofus off to the races downfield. And those are Hugi's last 3 Rhinos. Hugi with no Rhinos left. Finally, Doofus pulls him, gets it done. Wow. Very nice. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. I was like, I need a breather, man. Okay, point number 4 here. It is best of 5. So Hugi fighting to stay in it here. Doofus fighting to send him home. Prove himself as the D3 champ here. So yeah, if Hugi can win this one, we will go on to the barn burner round, game number 5. But I assume Doofus has other ideas here. We'll see if you can ride that momentum. We'll see what that last point does to Hugi, how he adjusts accordingly. Tiber Vision with the raid. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So it's tough, right? I mean, after a point like that, I mean, if you make a blunder, so say you blunder, it's like, okay, I blundered. Obviously you can't blunder. If you misclick, if you make an error, if you get your build order off, those things, it's like you live and you learn. You do them, you lose, the next point you say, okay, I won't do that again. Or maybe it's a tactical adjustment to your opponent. You say, oh, he's doing this, I'll do that. But a game like that, I think, is the hardest to adjust to in a series, because Hugi, what did Hugi do wrong? I mean, what can Hugi say like, oh, I did this wrong, I'll do this different? I mean, ultimately, it was a tug of war. It was a knife fight. Both players were at each other's throats. It was like huge back and forth. And Doofus took it home, but there's not really that many things that Hugi can really pin down and come back with differently. I mean, ultimately, he's probably going to do the exact same thing again, and this one could go to him. It's very, very even right now. All right. So, both players, did Doofus get a first drone out? Yeah, we have seen Hugi's been pretty successful with these early drones. So we'll see if Doofus, Doofus with the preemptive sentry guns. We have seen these games generally start off with Doofus being a bit more defensive, while Hugi goes early offensive, and then Doofus slowly kind of pulling ahead on his back end stuff. Last game with the War Factories, keeping his economy rolling a little bit more flush. I think that is one thing we have. I guess that is one thing we could have seen. Hugi is putting himself broke. Early on, he's overproducing fodder, and he's giving himself a slight edge in those early fights, but at the expense of being behind in the mid game. And it's one thing, to sell the farm is a move, right? You sell the MCV, you go broke, you get everything, and you send it downfield. That's a move, but if you don't get an immense amount of value out of it, obviously you're going to put yourself behind. And Doofus going for a base trade here? Doofus going in now, and the conscripts routed downfield, so they're about out of position. Hugi takes a second to assess what's going on here. Now Hugi a little bit behind. What is Doofus's move here now in the back of Hugi's base? Doofus going right in. Doofus takes the War Factory. That's his only War Factory. Doofus, a bit of a switch there. You saw Doofus shot the War Factory, then shot the tanks, and Doofus now way behind. Doofus has to grab that Mastermind. Oh, but Hugi's right there with the dogs. The Mastermind's out. Massive tank advantage. And that was that base trade from Doofus, very, very questionable. Even if Doofus had dove on the MCV there, the counterpunch was going to, this counterpunch, I'm not sure what kind of scenarios would have had to happen for this counterpunch to just not be absolutely devastating. Hugi now, Hugi needs to keep the pressure on here and needs to take the MCV. Drones are out. Yeah, and look at the Rhinos just body blocking for the Mastermind right now. Very, very nice. 3 vets in that group. Drones still coming from Doofus, but yeah, Doofus in a lot of trouble right now. Stu Mando, yeah, got in there, played Kane. Hey, that's the story of everyone in Quick Match right now. Kane's beating up everybody. I think I've lost to Kane about 1,000 times. All right. And you guys, the dream is real here as we go to point number 5. The barn is burning, boys. Barn is burning. Match point here. Both these guys been at each other's throats. Man, both, and some of the games, it's funny like to have these guys come down to 2-2. Some of the games have seemed like that last one. Hugi seemed way ahead, but obviously the one before was an absolute knife fight, and Doofus took it home. So very, very even so far. Both these guys playing the map well, playing each other well. So we're gonna see. Look at that, identical builds and identical timing. Really speaks to both players just running optimal to get those War Factories deployed at the exact same moment. Love to see it. So the timer, so we are going to turn, the timer is off. Timer's off for this one, so the timer in the bottom right is the crate timer. There is no game timer in this one. And Hugi again gets the drone in. Yeah, he's a surgeon with those drones. Okay. These guys, we're going to see it again. These guys are going to be right at each other, Rhinos and dogs. Yeah, and it's interesting. We're not seeing anyone, and oftentimes in the lower divisions, you don't see it out of Soviet. You see Rhinos and dogs and sentry guns, conscripts, but yeah, neither player really making any tech moves here. And honestly, they're just keeping each other too busy. They're just at each other the entire time with their Rhinos. All they can do is keep smashing the War Factories. We haven't seen either player really diversify the portfolio beyond that at all. The conscripts now from Hugi. We have seen him overcommit to the fodder before. See if he can manage his economy a little bit better here as Doofus does start to go broke here. Doofus now pumping a lot of sentry guns, has a good amount of fodder, a good amount of tanks, needs to get a lot of value here though. Yep. Oh, and Doofus, you see Doofus is shooting dogs. You guys follow each tank shell. Follow each tank shell and you'll figure out why someone's winning a battle or losing a battle. And in that case, Doofus was caught shooting dogs. Several crucial tank shells there. Now Doofus does need to pull back to a more defensive position, get behind those sentry guns. Both players' economies looking pretty good. 2 War Factories. I'd like to see Doofus repair that sentry gun though, and probably get another sentry gun out here. All right, so now Doofus bringing the dogs in, and I really like this forward barracks from Hugi, just be able to pump the conscripts right to the battlefield. I think that's a really good move, and this is nice from Doofus in that position. And in my head, I'm like, yo, go play defensive, spam some sentries. But I like this from Doofus, kind of dancing around the map, keeping Hugi out of position, maybe making Hugi question if he's up right now, because Hugi is up. Hugi's up right now for sure. Oh, the lightning bolt. Oh, and loses a couple rhinos there, but does get the mastermind. Mastermind out now. And Doofus does not have... Conscripts can be a good counter to this. Doesn't have the conscripts, but a drone. Oh, and the mastermind out of position. Wow, and Doofus, again, perfectly counters that mastermind. Very well played. Gets no value out of the mastermind. Doofus gets down and grabs that power plant. Okay, so... and Doofus... Yeah, Doofus clawing his way out of that. He was a little bit down on chips there after a couple of those early engagements, but the switch over to drones, he took that mastermind, and now again continuing to work around the battlefield here, playing like he's up, and Doofus with a little bit. It does have a tank advantage here. The conscripts getting involved. Hugi needs to get a nice sentry gun here. Hugi on 10K. Hugi should have a few sentry guns littered around at this point. All right, so Doofus now just takes a little scenic route, grabs a free barracks. All right, it heads back home. A little scenic route for Doofus around the side of the map there. All right, so the conscripts, massive fodder advantage here for Hugi. You'll see it. Doofus on 14K. Doofus on 14K right now. So here come the dogs for Doofus. Yeah, Doofus, you pump on all tabs need to be building at this point, man. Pump the sentries, pump the dogs. And dude, look at Doofus just like so hungry for the base trade. Every time Hugi goes to do something offensive, and that's what they say, right? The best defense is a good offense. Every time Hugi tries to take a bite, Doofus just goes downfield. And Hugi, reluctant to accept the base trade. Doofus, obviously you don't want to if you feel like you're ahead. Also, Doofus is a tricky guy. He's got some good base trade tactics, so I think it's smart that Hugi's not trying to not taking the bait on those exchanges there and pulling himself back. And again, so now Hugi playing off that pyramid, getting the elevation advantage here. Doofus, lots of dogs, lots of tanks. Doofus, yeah, does need to pull back here, I think. Needs to be careful with the sentry gun advantage for Hugi. Hugi gearing up the conscripts, but they're not coming to the party. Conscripts, need you, buddy. And so many rhinos going down right now. Rhinos. The conscripts doing some work on top of that pyramid. And Doofus again has to pull back. And Doofus still on 16K. So many war factories. 6 war factories to 5 war factories. The rhinos are pouring out on both sides. I'd like to see I don't know. It's just hard. I mean, I wouldn't be able to battle like this and keep up a tech push, but you'd love to see a battle lab, the nuclear reactor, and start being able to spam Tesla coils in this position. Could be really nice. Obviously, the usual tech stuff, Iron Curtain, those things could really tip the tides as well. But it's just hard. If you look away for 1 second, either of these guys is gonna take a huge advantage of it. So now in with quite a few drones for Doofus. And now Doofus takes a bite on the left side as Hugi gets a big hit with those conscripts, gets a nice oil chain reaction. His conscripts getting a lot of value on the right side there and allowed Hugi to take his tanks back to defend. And again, and Doofus now just pumping straight. Doofus might be going tech right now, right? If he's going to switch over to these drones, maybe he is going to try to push tech. Doofus doesn't have many rhinos left, so the drones can slow things down, but he doesn't have much offensive tools left here. And another war factory. Doofus just spamming the drones and builds a 7th war factory. Wow. Dogs out now. Yeah, and here comes the counterpunch from Hugi. These war factories, he could just body block with these war factories. Let Hugi take the war factories, for God's sake. Give the war factories away. Who wants them? Who needs them? Always. And Hugi could have dove on the MCV there. I think Hugi could have got the MCV there. He didn't. And Doofus, where are the sentry guns, Doofus? And he needs a sentry gun heavy, the MCV. Doofus does not want to lose the MCV here, although to be fair, he has 10K and tons of war factories, so I guess if he doesn't want to go tech, what's the MCV even doing? Doofus staying alive here. Oh my god, but Hugi's got his tanks way pointed, just hammering down. And Doofus, another batch of tanks on the top right. The war factories now has fodder at this point. Oh my god. All right, conscripts coming in, more sentry guns, more rhinos. Man, I am sweating for these players right now. This is absolutely nonstop. And still neither player. We haven't even seen a desolator yet. No one even has a radar. Neither of the players have radars. Refusing to do anything but rhinos. Another elite out for Hugi now as he just continues to pound down. Yeah, and Hugi will take this one home, but man. Rhino Wars at their finest right there. Stick around, guys. We do have some cool new fun maps today. We might try to get a pro 1v1 in. Yeah, we got a new map. We got a new map called Capture the Flag. You don't actually capture the flag, you destroy it, but I think that'll still be fun. What else do we have? Well, we have Kane's map. We have Kane's Chaos. We might get to that today. New maps, more activities. You guys know the deal. Hats off to both these players. All the players here in the D3 tournament put on a nice show for us. Appreciate you guys coming out. Congratulations to Hugi, our D3 champion. Well played, well played.